Hey boys, it's HarmNone. So, Kortz Heist is out. Everybody's asking me, everybody's wanting to know my opinion on the heist changes and everything like that in GTA Online. And there's some stuff that I think everybody needs to know about this, but there's also some stuff that I want to just talk to Rockstar about. Hopefully Rockstar's watching this video. Really hope that they do. Just some constructive criticism for what maybe should happen with the Cayo Perico heist nerfs. So if you guys are not aware, there is now a weekly completion bonus for a bunch of different things. I'm going to put this by GTA series videos on screen right here, and you can see these are all of the new and previous payouts plus the weekly completion multipliers. And for the first time you complete each of these things in a week, you're going to get the payout on the right side of this chart. Now, as you guys can see, Cluckenbell Farm Raid, first time you complete it in a week now is going to be $600,000 as opposed to $400,000, which is going to be the new base payout. So the first time you do it in a week, you're going to get $600K. The second time, you're going to get $400K. No Way Out has changed to $245,000 for the base payout, but now you're going to get $455,700 when you complete it for the first time in a week, of course. Now, next up, we have the OG heists, obviously. These are the original heists that were added to GTA back in 2015. The payouts on these have not changed. However, there is a weekly completion multiplier of 1.5 times. So the first time you complete Pacific Standard, for example, it's going to be a $2,250,000 payout, split between 4 people, obviously, at whatever rates you do. That is great for the first time you complete it during a week. And honestly, I can't really see many people completing these more than once in a week. But with these nice new money bonuses, it's not going to be a terrible way to make money, that's for sure. The same thing goes for Oscar Guzman Flies Again. The new payout for that is going to be $750,000 for the first time you do it. And the data leaks is actually increased over what it originally was. Now, you used to get paid at $1 million. It's now $900K if you're going to repeat it during the week, but the first time you complete it in a week is going to be $1.1 million now. So this is good for the first time you do it. Now we have the Diamond Casino Heist. Now, the Diamond Casino Heist has had the base payout reduced, but the first time you complete it in a week, it has actually been increased, and increased pretty significantly, to be honest, as well. With diamonds now being worth $4,283,580 the first time you do it in a week, which is actually a really, really good payout. So that's awesome. Now, the Doomsday Heist has been nerfed across the board. The base payout now is going to be significantly less than it was before, and the first time bonus that you do it during a week has been reduced down from the actual payout of the heist itself. So that is a little bit unfortunate, I would say. But then, of course, we get down to the Cayo Perico heist, where we've had some pretty major nerfs, as high as a 37% reduction in a payout. Now, this is where I want to talk to Rockstar. I really hope that Rockstar watches this video. I think that the adjustments that they've made on most of the things in the game are actually probably a net benefit. I think the casino heist payout buff is good. I think that the data leaks, the first time payout buff is good. I think the regular OG heists, I think the payout increase is great. And I think the Cluckenbell Farm Raid increase is cool as well. The only problem is, though, guys, most of the things that have had the payout increases are at minimum a duo thing. You're going to need to have at least one friend to do it. Other than the data leaks with Dr. Dre and like Oscar Guzman and stuff like that, you are going to require, a second player at minimum. And for the original heist, it's going to be a minimum of 4 players. Now, the problem here is that, as many of us know, as many of you guys do, you play GTA by yourselves. And that's okay. And you should be able to play GTA by yourselves. But with the nerfs that they've done to the Cayo Perico heist, and there's been quite a few of them over the years, but this last one feels like almost a nail in the coffin to solo players. And I feel like this is punishing solo players and people that don't maybe have a friend group to play GTA Online with. And I think that that is kind of where the problem lies with the Cayo Perico nerfs in particular. It's one of the only solo-friendly heists in the game. And now that, the tequila's been reduced to $400K, the ruby necklace is $560, the bearer bonds are $616,000, and the pink diamond is $910,000, on top of also changing the spawn rate chances of like the pink diamond, for example, down to 2% versus, you know, increasing the tequila up to 80% where it was 60 before. I feel like, unfortunately, this is just punishing solo players. And I think that the idea here is to, you know, get people to play these other types of jobs and stuff like that. But unfortunately, not everyone can, because they don't necessarily have the friends or the people anymore to play these things in GTA Online. And I think that that's really where the issue lies with this, you know, economy update. I think some of the changes, like I said, are great. I think they got Diamond Casino buffs are good. I think the OG heist buffs are good. But the problem is those are not going to be available to everybody. You know, the Diamond Casino heist, you could need at least 2 players to do it. You can do all the setups by yourself, but you still need someone for the finale. And speaking from personal experience, as of a few years ago, it was a little bit hard to get some of my friends to hop online on GTA and do stuff with me. I just don't think it's realistic to expect people to have at least one friend, but even then 3 additional people to do the original heists. And then to also take away a lot of people's, you know, favorite heist, which was Cayo Perico. And not that they're taking it away, but they're reducing the payout to a point where it becomes not really that worth it to do at this point. Because the reward for the time spent and the time put into the Cayo Perico heist, and that's not even counting all the time that people have spent practicing the Cayo Perico heist and learning the most efficient runs and everything like that. So I really think that it would have been fine to do all these other payout changes, but I do think that Rockstar, if you're listening, I really do think you should consider reverting the Cayo Perico heist changes, because that is a lot of people's only option for a heist in GTA Online. Like, we do have the Kortz heist, which you can do now as a solo player, but it's, you know, significantly harder than the Cayo Perico heist, I would say, at least in my first experience with it. I found it significantly harder than Cayo Perico, and I think many other people did too, judging by what my comments have told me, what my live stream comments were telling me as well. I just think that this is a change that should probably get reverted, because it's just punishing solo players and people that don't have the manpower to do a lot of these other things. So I really hope that Rockstar will hear this out and consider it. I don't want anybody to really be super negative with Rockstar. I think a lot of these changes are actually great, but that Cayo Perico heist nerf, I think, is just, it's very unfortunate. I think it puts a lot of people in a very tough situation where, you know, maybe their favorite way to make money in GTA was doing heists, and Cayo was kind of the only option for them. Now they have Kortz Center, yes, but, you know, if they didn't enjoy the business aspect of GTA and they find the Kortz Center heist too hard, what are they, you know, stuck doing? Are they gonna just quit the game? Are they gonna try to make businesses work for them, even though they don't necessarily enjoy that aspect of the game? It just puts people in a little bit of a weird situation, and I really think that that Cayo Perico heist payout reduction should get reversed. That's my honest opinion. I really hope that Rockstar will hear this out and maybe make some changes. If they want to talk to me, I'm more than open to that. I do think that a lot of people are really disappointed. I really think Rockstar should revert this. I think the rest of the payout changes are great. I think it makes them a lot more competitive for those people that have access to, you know, a second player, 3 more players, where they can actually do these other activities, like these, you know, the Pacific Standard job, Diamond Casino heist, all that. But for those people that don't have access to those additional players, they're just kind of stiffed right now, and I think that that is just unfortunate. So I really hope that Rockstar will change this. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and we're going to be covering everything else to do with the Kortz Center heist, which otherwise, guys, I feel like was a fantastic update. So I just think, unfortunately, this is just like a, you know, a rain cloud over the Kortz Center heist update, because I think generally this was a really good update. So anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.